Paltrocast.
How's your day going aside from doing media and interview stuff today?
It's all good, and in my opinion, just to wake up in Beverly Hills, California, it's already an achievement. You already should feel good. So that's what I'm telling myself every day when I'm a little bit lazy or whatever. I don't want to go to the gym today, or I don't want to work today too hard. I'll tell myself, you know what? Look around. It's Beverly Hills. You're a lucky guy. You have to push hard. So my day is good. How's yours?
Non-stop but good, and it's a pleasure to be connected with you. Your t-shirt that you're wearing, is that something that people can buy any place, or do you have to be a friend of Nevsky to get the Nevsky shirt?
Actually, to get that shirt, that's from my first Western, Gunfight at Rio Bravo. Yeah, you have to be my friend to get that one. But Gunfight at Rio Bravo, my debut Western, was released by Shout Factory in North America in the beginning of this year.
Yes.
And I think it's pretty much on all the platforms. They did a good job.
Yes.
I think Tubi has it now. Tubi has it now for free, and Prime Video and all of that. But let me tell you, all jokes aside. So thank you very much for supporting our films and mine and Jokernet, and for supporting independent filmmaking in general. It's important, especially now. So thank you very much, Darren.
Well, you have had a busy 2023 where Gunfight at Rio Bravo, which you produced, came out. Then there was kind of a making of Gunfight at Rio Bravo featurette that people could see. Night of the Caregiver. We know that in pre-production right now, or post-production, there's Savage Attack, taken from Rio Bravo. So you keep very busy, whether you're on camera, behind the scenes, a businessman, etc. The point in your career, though, is pretty incredible because you started as a bodybuilder. Now, what exactly was your entry from bodybuilding to making movies?
I think first was a huge desire and a dream. And I knew for sure that Arnold did it. Ralph Muller, Mr. Universe from Best of the Best and Cyborg, he did it. Lou Ferrigno did it. It means another bodybuilder also might have a chance, right? And my very first film in the United States was Undisputed with Wesley Snipes and Wayne Grimes. And Walter Hill was amazing. And I spent like almost 2 weeks in Nevada, and it was an amazing experience for me. And I started to produce in 2003 with my first producing effort, Moscow Heat, with Michael York and Adrian Paul and Joanna Pakula. It was a big international action film. I also starred in it, and it was my university for producing. And as I said, huge desire to do it. And for all your audience out there, Darren, it doesn't matter if they're bodybuilders or not, if they just dream about Hollywood, because a lot of people all around the world, all around the United States, they all dream about being in the movie industry. The main secret is not to wait. Push yourself. Just believe in your dream. And this is not just the words, because if I achieved it, anyone can achieve it as well. People have to believe, and people have to push, and chance will show up. It's just you have to work on that yourself.
Hollywood Storm is your production company. When did you realize that it wasn't just going to be one film through Hollywood Storm, but rather you were going to have multiple productions going at the same time all the time?
I have to credit Arnold Schwarzenegger, because I was introduced to Arnold in 2000 by Ralph Muller, my idol Ralph Muller. And I gave Arnold book from Michael Gorbachev, because Michael Gorbachev, ex-Soviet president, was my friend, my personal friend. And before my visit to the United States, he signed book for Arnold because he knew he's Arnold's idol. So we met. I gave Arnold that book, and Ralph was pushing me and telling me, like, hey, ask Arnold something, ask him. And my English was much worse at the time, but I did. I asked Arnold. I told him, what should I do here? And he looked at me, and it was 23 years ago.
Mhm.
I was like 300 pounds. I was big and charismatic, I hope. So he looked at me and he said, yes, you look great. Everything is good. You're a nice kid. It's just here in Hollywood, he told me, you should create a situation so it will depend on you, on your decision, not on studios, not on agents, not on producers. It should be on you. And he was the first one who mentioned producing. And it was 2000. I didn't even start really acting yet. So 15 years later, when I produced my biggest movie, Maximum Impact, which was directed by Andrzej Bartkowiak from Doom and Romeo Must Die. It was written by Ruslan Manna, who created Rush Hour franchise. It was released a couple of years later, and right now it's Prime Video movie. People can watch it with a subscription. So it was my biggest one. And I had a big cast. I had Tom Arnold, who was with Schwarzenegger in Total Recall. True Lies, yes, True Lies. And I had Billy Baldwin. I had Danny Trejo, who was just finishing Machete 2 and all that. I had a lot of people, a lot of great people, and it was a great action comedy. And I was watching it with Arnold and Ralph at the private screening, which we organized for them. And I reminded Arnold about those advice he gave me. And he told me he's very proud of me, and it was a huge compliment. And you can imagine, for me, for the guy who was a skinny kid in Eastern Europe, just watching his movies on pirated videos, and just for me to be there with him and Ralph, enjoying my biggest film, it was amazing. But personally, when I created Hollywood Storm in 2007, it was still because I was, following his steps. And as you know, he produced as well.
Yes.
He produced a lot of films as executive producers, from Last Action Hero to Sixth Day. He did it with Oak Productions, his company. It's just, again, I was lucky because I had a very good education. I graduated from Moscow State University of Management back then, and I started acting when I came to LA. But still, as I said to you before, it's not only about education. It's not only about the money or experience or connections or muscles, whatever. It's about your desire. It's all about you. It's about you telling yourself that, you know what, I can do it. Yes, I can produce not just one, I can produce two, I can produce three, I can push myself more. And as soon as you have that kind of mentality, life will change. And that's why I'm trying to tell it in all the interviews in my still broken English. I'm trying to tell people that they should push themselves. They should believe in themselves. And Darren, you know what's going on right now. There's so much of the negativity around. So much of the negativity everywhere. And it doesn't matter. Hollywood, it's international news, it's domestic news. There's so much of the negativity. So you have to be positive. And together we have to bring positivity back. I mean, what can we do? We have to do it. And, producing movies, it's my way of bringing back positivity.
And the latest movie to come out is Night of the Caregiver. Are we allowed to know what your next project coming out is? Is it Savage Attack or Taken from Rio Bravo?
First of all, again, thank you for supporting Night of the Caregiver, because movie was just released. And it's my debut in a horror genre. I have to give a huge credit to director and co-star Joe Carnett. I don't know if you watched the film. Did you have a chance to check out the film?
Yes.
How did you like it?
I'm not usually a horror person, but my wife loves the horror. So good job on the film. I think that making any film is a difficult thing. So just finishing a film is a big accomplishment, and getting it out is an even bigger accomplishment.
And you're absolutely right. And talking about positivity, see, you're absolutely right. Just to just to find a nice story, create a script, find the financing, organize production, doing all the post-production, finding and distribution, releasing and publicizing the movie, getting international distribution. So it's a huge puzzle, and a huge work. So again, thank you and your colleagues for supporting independent filmmaking in general. And I'm completely serious. I'm completely serious. And this film, was an amazing experience for me because again, it was my first horror film. I'm a huge, like your wife, I'm a huge horror genre fan, huge one. And what Joe achieved, he kind of made it as an homage to Billy Friedkin's movies, to Dario Argento's movies, and Eileen Dietz, who was a star of the film, she was an original exorcist, so it was an amazing connection. And again, can you imagine me? I mean, fan of movie making, kid from Russia, I mean, who was watching Exorcist and pirated video. Now I'm there on the set, and in between takes, I'm listening all that stories about original Exorcists, about making other great movies and all of that. So that was great. And yes, film is released. It's exclusively on Tubi now. It will be on Prime Video very soon. It's also on video on demand. And it will be released internationally in a month. In some theaters, in some countries theatrically. My next one is almost ready. It's taken from Rio Bravo. It's a straight sequel to Gunfight at Rio Bravo, and it's my first sequel in my whole career, my first ever sequel. And again, Joe Cornett was the one who directed Taken from Rio Bravo, and I have to give credit to him again because in these westerns, in both of them, in Gunfight at Rio Bravo and Taken from Rio Bravo, he kind of had two genres in one. He had an action and a western. So I just hope audience will enjoy it, and Taken from Rio Bravo will be, as I said, completely finished before American film market. It's a huge event for independent filmmaking in the United States, and hopefully it will be out next January or February.
Well, I have one more question for you before I let you go. And it has nothing to do with your success as an actor and producer. Now, I'm calling in from New York. And in New York, we have a tremendous Russian population, but it's usually in Brooklyn. It's near Coney Island and Sheepshead Bay. And when you go to those areas, you're better off speaking Russian than English. But the great groceries, the great restaurants, etc. In Los Angeles, is there an area where you go, I want Russian food, I want Russian groceries that to go to? Because I never found that area.
You can try West Hollywood, and there's like places in West Hollywood on Santa Monica Boulevard where you can find some nice Russian food. But to be honest with you, I'm a huge New York, and that was the very first American city I had a chance to visit. And it was funny because it was 1998, and of course I went to Brooklyn. I went to Brighton Beach, and there was like of course I did. I mean, come on. And it was my very first visit to New York.
Yeah.
But they had kind of like a small bookstores, like with Russian books and all of that.
Yes.
And here it was right on the stand. It was my first book, which was published in Russia a year before that, How to Become a Schwarzenegger in Russia. It was my first bodybuilding book, which I wrote when I was 25. So my book actually made it to Brooklyn even before me. So you can try West Hollywood, but in reality, just keep getting your food over there, because over there it's much better.
Well, Alexander, thank you for your time. Congratulations on this new film. Looking forward to your sequel and looking forward to everything that Hollywood Storm is doing. Keep up all the greatness, and thank you for being somebody who says, I'm going to do it, and then does it. Very few people in the world like that, especially in entertainment.
Thank you very much, Darren, and thank you again for all your support. Thank you.
Paltrocast.